This is definitely a dangerous surgery, both for the LPS as well as for the user. So you're going to want to get a parent or somebody over 18 that knows precisely what they're doing. As I say in all my videos, don't touch anything unless you know exactly what you're doing. Use the information at your own
Alright, welcome
risk.
back to Country Maintenance. Well, I got this LPS toy here, and it's in here. Now you can release it and all that, but I got a much easier way to do this, or have your parents do this. Do it safely. Be careful, but what I have is a utility knife. It's very sharp, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut the foot, because if I just pop it out of there, then the foot will be left behind. And what we want is just to cut it nice and clean off. This one's a little difficult than some of them, but we're just going straight down and in and sending the little LPS flying. But you see that we've clean cut the foot off, and now it's just a regular LPS. And anyway, that's how you can have your parents set your LPS free from the little stand, and now it's a nice new toy. Yeah, done deal. Anyway, so I cut it off there and cut the foot off nice and clean. You can clean it up a little more if you like, but that's the story. And there's a lot of these that have these kind of stands, and that's one way you can do it. Thanks for watching. Country Maintenance, over and out. Set the LPS free. Welcome back to Country Maintenance. Today I'm showing how to set the LPS free. These are the Mickey D's LPS. Sometimes come free with a Happy Meal, but they're on this stand here. They're kind of a cool little deal. You got the little bit of a bobblehead going. But so what you want, and you're gonna want to have your parents do this, or somebody that's you know, you don't want to lose a finger or anything. It's all fun and games till someone gets hurt. So. But what we want to do is cut right off from the stand, just like so. So I'm going to be very careful and just kind of use the sharp part of the knife to cut it nice and clean and straight off. Now we could, separate it from here, and if you need to, you can do that. You can pull it out, but really you're going to wind up needing to cut that stand portion off anyway. And you want a utility knife that's got a good lock on it, like that, so that the blade doesn't move around. But it gives a nice, hopefully a nice clean cut. Now if it didn't come perfectly clean, you can trim it off again afterwards once everything's nice and clear, to make it a little bit cleaner, flatter, and hopefully your LPS will be able to stand on its own feet. This one might need a little bit more work to get a nice straight stand, but this is nice and sharp utility knife. And it's going to take a bit more work, but it is what it is sometimes. And the idea is to get a nice flat portion. Which can be a little tricky, but it can be done. That one's standing, and it's done. Welcome back to Kung Fu Maintenance. Well, I've got this Mickey D's Happy Meal Littlest pet shop, and it's got its own stand, and sometimes that can be annoying. Maybe you want to separate it. This is something you'll want to have your parents do. Someone that can handle a utility knife is what you want. Nice strong utility knife. With a newer blade, it's going to make it a lot easier, and a locking mechanism is definitely important on this kind of blade. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull up a little bit on the pet shop, just get a little space in between there, and cut it clean off. There's a number of ways to do this, but this is about the easiest, because you really are going to want to cut the peg off anyway, so you can actually push it up through the bottom and do it that way, or squeeze it with a pair of pliers and pull it up that way. But because you're going to want to cut the stand off anyway, about the easiest way is just going straight through and just slicing it off. Now sometimes you'll need to kind of retrim off whatever you did pull off if you don't get a nice straight stand, because it's not that easy to get in there. So once you get it, which I've got it here, now I'm going to want to clean it up a bit and get a nice straight deal so that the little pet shop can stand on its own 2 feet in theory. This one, the head got kind of turned around, and just going to kind of make it a nice slice off there again so we can get a nice flat stand in theory. And this one got to cut a little more off the back. Again, be careful with the sharp knife, it'll easily do a number on you. And yeah, we've almost got it there, but it really just wants to tip. So I'm going to try to go from this end and bring it a little more this way. And that way we can get a nice flat stand, hopefully. That part is definitely tricky. And just a little shredding to get the right angle. Wow, almost there. Okay. And that is probably going to do it. There we go. Now our LPS can stand on its own 2 feet. Again, something you'll want to have your parents do. It's a, you know, that utility knife can be something. And there it is. That's Littlest Pet Shop, ready to go. Standing on its own 2 feet. We've separated it from the Happy Meal stand. Thanks for watching. Country Maintenance. Over and out. All together now. You can see the bottom of the foot that's cut off, and these have been repurposed. They're a little happier now that they're free.
If you find these videos helpful, a one-time donation would be greatly appreciated. Also, if you support me on Patreon, helps me do what I do. There are some bonus perks for Patreon supporters. And we'll see you on the next one.
You arrived on a September day. I took you up in my arms. Such an amazing thing had taken place, for my daughter had been born. Such a precious gift from above. And now I will guide you and train you in the way you must go. Everlasting, you can fly by faith in the realms of the heavens. Under the sun, under the sun, you can soar on the wings of wisdom. Rest in the shade as you wait for love, for the King flying